There is a Ford truck for sale right now, somewhere in America, with more than 400,000 miles on it. Original engine. Never opened up. Never rebuilt. And here is the part that makes people stop scrolling. It is worth more today than the brand new trucks parked next to it on the same lot. A 25-year-old work truck selling for $30,000. More than the 6-liter that replaced it. More than trucks half its age. Not because it is rare. Not because it is pretty. Because the engine under the hood is the one every mechanic, every watcher, every contractor quietly agrees on the last diesel Ford built before the computers, the sensors, and the emissions rules took over. They called it the 7.3 Powerstroke, and a lot of people will tell you it was the last honest diesel ever made. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly why this specific engine outlived the 2 engines Ford built to replace it. Why Ford was, in a way, forced to kill it, and the one strange design choice borrowed from a bulldozer company that made it almost impossible to destroy. Stay with me, because the reason it died tells you more about the trucks you can buy today than the reason it lived. Start in the early 1990s. Ford had a diesel problem. The engine it was using, an older 7.3-liter called the ED, was tough, but it was slow, and it was behind the times. Dodge had just dropped the Cummins into its trucks, and buyers were paying attention. Ford needed something better. So it did what it had done for years. It went to a company called Navistar International Harvester's truck engine arm and told them to build it. What came back in the middle of 1994 was the 7.3-liter Powerstroke. 444 cubic inches, a turbocharged direct injection V8 diesel, and by the numbers on paper it was almost laughably weak. 210 horsepower. 425 pound-feet of torque. A modern half-ton gas truck makes more than that today. But horsepower was never the point of this engine. Survival was. And to understand why it survives, you have to look at one part in particular, the part everyone was afraid of when it came out. The fuel system. Most diesels of that era fired their injectors with a mechanical pump gears and plungers, purely physical. Ford did something different. The 7.3 used a system called HOI, hydraulically actuated, electronically controlled unit injection. In plain English, it used the engine's own oil, pressurized to over 3,000 pounds per square inch to fire the fuel injectors. And the technology did not come from a car company at all. It came from Caterpillar, the bulldozer and heavy equipment giant, which had spent years proving it in commercial and industrial engines before it ever reached a pickup. When it launched, people were nervous. It looked complicated. It sounded fragile. It turned out to be one of the most durable injection systems ever put in a truck. A properly maintained set of these injectors will run 200,000 miles before it needs attention, and diesel shops today are still pulling the original factory injectors out of engines that have been working for over 20 years. And that oil-fire design hid a fail-safe almost nobody talks about. Because the injectors need engine oil to fire at all. If the oil level ever drops too low, the engine simply will not run. It shuts itself down before it can grind its own bearings to powder. The engine was built so that it would rather stop than destroy itself. Now the rest of it. A forged steel crankshaft, forged connecting rods, a heavy cast iron block, and 6 head bolts per cylinder clamping the head down with commercial-grade strength. That last detail matters more than it sounds. 6 head bolts is the kind of thing an engineer specifies when the engine is going to work hard for a living forever. It is a big reason a stock 7.3 can run its entire life and never once lift a head gasket. And then there is the number that made it immortal. Ford rated this engine for a B50 life of 350,000 miles, meaning that is the point where half of them might finally need a rebuild. Out in the real world, that estimate turned out to be modest. 400,000 miles is close to a guarantee on a maintained 7.3. 500,000 is common. Many go further. It did not make enough power to hurt itself, and it was built far tougher than the power it made. If you have ever owned one of these, or your father did, or you learned to drive in one, you already know exactly what I am describing. Do me one favor. Subscribe. This channel exists to tell the truth about the engines that earned it, and the 7.3 earned it more than most. Now let me show you why Ford couldn't keep building it. Because here is the twist most people get wrong. Ford did not kill the 7.3 because it was bad. Ford killed it because the law changed and the engine's own strengths became illegal. By the early 2000s, diesel emission standards were tightening hard, and the very thing that made the 7.3 so reliable, its simplicity, its lack of emissions plumbing, was the thing that could not survive the new rules. There is even a smaller, stranger reason. Late in its life, the 7.3 could no longer meet California's noise regulations. It had been uprated 5 separate times just to reach 275 horsepower, and it was still falling behind GM's new Duramax. It was out of room. So in the middle of 2003, Ford retired it. What replaced it is the whole point of the story. The 6.0-liter Powerstroke. On paper, it was better, more power, cleaner, more advanced. In the real world, it became one of the most infamous diesels ever sold. To meet emissions, it added exhaust gas recirculation EGA, which fed the engine's own hot exhaust back into itself. EGA coolers cracked. Oil coolers clogged. Head gaskets blew, because Ford had dropped from 6 head bolts to 4. The high-pressure oil pump, moved to the back of the engine, became a nightmare to reach when it failed. Owners were so angry that a phrase entered the language, bulletproofing a 6.0, paying thousands of dollars to fix, from the outside, what the factory got wrong. The engine after that, the 6.4, added a diesel particulate filter on top of the EGA, and all but guaranteed you would never see truly high mileage again. Ford spent the next 2 engines trying to replace the 7.3 and made its reputation worse each time. And that is why a 25-year-old truck outsells the ones that came after it. Over 2 million 7.3 Powerstrokes were built, and a huge share of them are still working. Farmers and ranchers and contractors never gave them up the way an older generation never gave up the small block Chevy. It just runs. Clean examples now sell like classics. Rough work trucks with 300,000 miles still bring $6,000 to $10,000. Low-mileage ones cross 30,000 more than the newer, more powerful trucks that were supposed to make them obsolete. There is a lesson buried in that price tag, and it is not really about Ford. The 7.3 is loved because it came from the last moment when a diesel could be built simple before the emissions hardware, the sensors, the software, and the limp mode warnings became mandatory. Everything that replaced it made more power and ran cleaner. None of it earned the same trust. They did not stop building the 7.3 because it failed. They stopped because the world it was built for ended. The engine is still out there in fields, on job sites, on trailers, pulling loads it has pulled for a quarter of a century. It was never the most powerful diesel Ford ever made. It was just the last one they built, like they meant it. If you have got a 7.3 still running or you're hunting for one, put its mileage in the comments. I read them. And if this is the kind of story you want more of, the honest history of the engines that earned their reputation, you already know where the subscribe button is.